Being a small town kid, I've always been drawn to anything that thematically echoes my natural habitat. Twin Peaks, the works of Stephen King, and Silent Hill rank among my all-time favorite forms of entertainment. In fact, Silent Hill is my second favorite gaming series, right behind the Soulsborne games. That is, of course, until Konami took its healthy, well-educated kid and strapped it into one of Elon Musk's rockets. Konami's 2022 livestream about the future of the franchise evoked two emotions in me. First, excitement about the Silent Hill 2 remake, which, as the result showed, was spot on. Second, disappointment about the series' new addition, Silent Hill F. For one thing, I don't like flowers. For another, I couldn't understand how or why they wanted to abandon the American town setting that the whole series is named after. Unfortunately, I can say today that my disappointment was correct too. After finishing the game, I can honestly say that I don't like Silent Hill F. All my fears and more came true. So many of the game's mechanics, its setting, and its levels infuriate me. If nothing else, I expected a modern, polished experience like the second game's remake. Oh boy, was I wrong. The best way to describe Silent Hill F is that it's a PlayStation 2 game wearing a modern graphical code. I put it aside regularly, thinking about dropping it completely. Then a few hours pass, and when I forget all about it, maybe after knocking out my daily chores, I find myself alone on a tram or walking down the street, and suddenly thoughts about the game start creeping in. Its lore, its atmosphere, and just like that, I can't wait to get home and fire it up again. This has already happened multiple times. Somehow, I hate playing the game, but I can't stop myself from getting back to it. So let's break it down. Let's get the game's most blatant lie out of the way. It's not a Silent Hill game. No matter how many YouTube videos you find insisting that it's Silent Hill in spirit, or how many comparisons to Silent Hill 4 you might hear, F has absolutely nothing to do with the franchise. Just like I feared at the announcement, it's not a fucking Silent Hill game. It's a marketing scam. Every game until now has had some kind of connection to the titular town, stronger or weaker. Even the most distant titles, like The Room and Homecoming, kept the bonds alive through themes and partial locations. F cuts the bonds completely. As you probably know, the game's setting is 1960s Japan. And naive as I am, I hoped the developers would surprise us with some kind of clever twist, earning F its spot among the other games in the franchise. Well, bad luck. I hear the game is closer to the Siren series, which I have no experience with. What I know for sure is that F is a game I would probably never buy if it didn't have the town's name in its title. So, well played, Konami's marketing team. Well played indeed. The Silent Hill games generally take place within two dimensions. The normal world, which is still creepy as hell, and, the other world, which is like the normal world but intricately different, in a scary, twisted, perverse way. Except for downpour and shattered memories, because fuck the chase sequences. Yes, Silent Hill F, you heard me right. Fuck the chase sequences. Silent Hill F also features the other world. And that is complete bullshit. In this game, it's a plane of consciousness that Hinako, our main character, enters when she passes out. And it's nothing like the waking world. In this game, the other world is a set of labyrinth-like dungeons completely separate from the rest of the game. It's basically a separate puzzle world, filled with enemies that respawn after being killed. To be fair, we do get the means to kill them for good at a certain point in the story, but that doesn't happen until about 2/3 of the way through. So we have to navigate a shitload of same-looking rooms, solving puzzles and either running from or smacking unkillable monsters for the better part of the game. Which is a whole lot of fun, considering the... Today we will learn about enemy variety. We need enemy 1, enemy 2, enemy 3. That's it. That's it? That's it. In the next lesson, we will learn how to miss the enemy even when locked on. Silent Hill F has like 6 types of enemies. 4 regular small ones and 2 big tanks. Which honestly wouldn't be a problem in a game that leans into suspense and doses combat encounters sparingly. F throws its copy and pasted enemies in your face behind every corner. In the end, I just started running past them.
Screw you guys! I'm getting hit.
Not because the weapons have limited durability, which is a video game sin in itself, but because I didn't want to deal with the 500th spastic mannequin yet again. The thing is, somebody on the team knew damn well that the players would bail on the boredom and came up with a downright genius plan. We have combat arenas in a Silent Hill game.
Pure genius.
These start as a feature exclusive to the Otherworld, where weapons aren't subject to degradation. As the game progresses, these forced combat arenas also make their way into the normal world, where your weapons do degrade with use, which does pose a problem. Instead of, dropping this shit, the developers came up with another solution, an infinite respawning weapon in every arena, which repeatedly becomes available in the same spot every time you break your previous one, until you eliminate everything and are graciously allowed to continue your journey. If you need to come up with this kind of solution, it would have been better not to do it at all, right? The combat system is one of the worst in the series. It strongly reminds me of Silent Hill Homecoming, another Silent Hill that put a lot of focus on combat, but did it with the proficiency of American presidents climbing stairs. F introduces an intricate combat system with stamina management, light and heavy attacks, slow motion, how else, perfect dodges, special attacks, and makes its controls compete with baby steps. I said at the beginning that F is a PlayStation 2 game in a modern code, and no other area shows it better than the clunky controls. That would be fine, again, if the game was a survival horror like its predecessors, but the decision to go full action makes the controls unacceptable. Even more so when the developers throw you into one forced fight after another. Hinako's stamina gauge is smaller than my attention span during a TED talk, and when depleted she gasps, huffs and puffs, unable to move for so long that you could go do your week's shopping in the meantime. The healing animation takes probably even longer, and when interrupted, you have to start it all over again. The combat is just the worst. And sure, it never has been the franchise's flagship, but at least the games had enough decency to hide their ugly duckling as much as possible. F wears it on its sleeve, thinking it struck gold. Well, bad news, F. Your sleeve is covered in diarrhea. Silent Hill games have always been scary.
I'm Captain Obvious.
And scary might not even be the right word for it. They've been unsettling. They have a history of showing normal, everyday things and giving them a twist that makes them uncanny. F is different. On the one hand, it's just too much in your face. There's no introduction, no chance to breathe in the weirdness at the beginning. You leave your house, take a maybe 2-minute trek to the town, and bam, fog, monsters, and run. Loads and loads of enemies are thrown at you constantly, so you don't even have time to be scared, because you're busy mowing them down or fleeing. And then, red is scary. One of the game's most prominent ways to make you fear is to shove you the color red in your face at every opportunity. There's the general theme of the red flowers eating the town. Fine. But every dungeon and every arena turns into an infrared sauna as soon as yet another forced combat section begins. I suppose the developers want me to be scared.
I hope you got your shitting pants on.
My last point is more personal and cultural. The scary things shown in the previous real Silent Hill games were more relatable to me. An abandoned hospital, school or mall, accompanied by industrial sounds and eerie music, are closer to my own culture. It could just as well be the school around the corner from my own apartment. Walking through 1960s Japan is actually nice and refreshing, but it's not a location and time I can personally relate to. So transforming it into this creepy version of itself doesn't hit as many notes for me. So as you can see, I don't like the game. Silent Hill is gone. And Konami's already stated that the franchise's future lies in a bunch of unrelated games, which is a bummer. But if these are the guys who designed the game, these are the guys who came up with the lore. The game's story has gripped me and hasn't let go since. I'm thinking about it during my day, and I can't wait to unravel yet another layer of this shocking and honestly important tale. Hinako is a schoolgirl living in a strongly patriarchal society. Her dad is an authoritarian drunk, and her mom is a weak woman living obediently under his terror. She tries to convince Hinako that married life is the ultimate goal a woman must strive for, just like her sister Junko, the family's golden child, did. Hinako despises the idea, and she also despises her parents. Her dad for being a dictator and her mom for being weak. Hinako's escape is a small group of her friends. that we get to know during the game. Their relationship with her is, let's say, ambivalent. The interactions between Hinako and her friends give almost a Twin Peaks vibe. They help each other and escape from monsters together, only to turn around a minute later and call Hinako a traitor for a reason unknown to us, the players.
You traitor.
Until the very end, I kept spinning theories in my head about what the hell was going on, trying to inhale every detail. The way the story is told is a big help. The cutscenes are very clear in what they want to convey. Maybe more so than the sometimes ambiguous interactions in the previous games. This could be a minus for some people, but I found it comfortable. There is, like in every other modern game, a lot to read as we travel the world. But the notes Hinako finds are short, punchy, and usually have a very clear and understandable connection to the story. I finished the game once, which means I didn't really finish it, since the final explanation will only be revealed with repeated playthroughs. Something I'm not a fan of, but still somehow the game has captured me so much that I don't want to go to YouTube and let a lore master serve it to me by the spoonful. I want to experience it myself, so I cannot wait to jump in again. I know I will regret it as soon as I get ganked by copy-pasted mannequins for the first time again, but I cannot help myself. I'm just sad that the story was planted into such a slop of a game. Please let me know in the comments your opinion about F. Is it a worthy successor to the franchise, and is it even Silent Hill? And consider giving the video a like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.